Well, just like everything else, ladies, when we age, our hair changes.
Yeah, that's why we're getting to the root of hair care. Like what I did there?
I certainly did.
And this is Chick to Chick.
Okay, I have a secret, and she knows my secret. This is not what my hair really looks like. Nope. No, it is actually
Wild.
It's not a good look. It is actually wavy and curly, and I call it my Medusa look.
Right. It's beach hair. I do care.
Oh God, it's just not a good look. My hair is just crazy. And if I didn't dry it and it just air dries, I really feel like there's snakes coming out of my head. I also noticed as I've aged, the texture of my hair has changed. I feel like sometimes it's kind of dry and I don't have a shine to it anymore. Yeah. And so this takes a lot of work, and we all have like our go-to products, right? So this is my go-to product. This is what I use. This is, it's by Ors, O-R-S, and it is a combination of olive oil and coconut oil. And so after I dry my hair, I spray this on my hair to straighten it, to get to this look. This takes a lot of work because there's snakes coming out of my head. She didn't believe me, so I took a picture and I also threatened you, right?
Yes, you did.
What did I say?
I mean, I can't say exactly what she said, but I just know I will never show you all what it looks like.
No.
For fear of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah. You know what? My hair has changed too. And I don't like to wash my hair all the time. I don't feel a need to. And I actually don't put a lot of product in my hair after I've washed it. So I have go-tos. Listen, I think everybody should have a dry shampoo. Mine is Living Proof. And I do my dry shampoo at night, get it really in the root, and then I sleep, and it's not so bad. Now I might lose some volume. So by Living Proof again, I'll put in this full dry volume blast. And those are the things that I really love. But, we might have things that we love, but we really need to hear from the experts. So we have Caroline Picking back, and she is a hairstylist. Caroline, help us out. There are women that need some great advice about hair.
Hi, pretty ladies. Nice to see you again.
Great to see you too. Okay, let's get to the biggie, right? What do we all deal with as we age? Our hair turns gray. It turns white. Why does this happen to us? Why?
So it is part of the aging process. We start to lose, nutrients. The hair shaft, everything becomes brittle and dry and thinning. And it, really there's not a lot we can do to change that, but we can use products or do things to actually make the hair look better, look more volumized, look more smooth. All those things can be done with products and hairstyles and cuts.
Also, women get thinning hair, and that's a big issue. My mom had really full red hair, and her hair started to really thin in her 50s. So I turned 50. I get a little nervous about that. Why is that happening?
Yes, that is true. So again, there's a lot of things that happen at stress, nutrients in the body, part of the aging process. There's a couple things that you can do to kind of help improve it and help keep that from, prolonging the healthiness of your hair. Taking nutrients, taking vitamins that are designed for hair. If you do color the hair, coloring the hair kind of seals the hair shaft and makes it a little thicker. So it's not a bad thing to color the hair. You just want to make sure that you're doing it right, either having it done professionally or making sure you're getting the right advice before you do it yourself. Certainly you don't want to dry it out more, but you can also do that to give it a little thickness.
So, you can't really stop your hair from turning white or gray, right? There's nothing you can do about that. That's just the aging process. And the thinning, you talked about maybe taking vitamins to strengthen the hair shaft. A problem that I noticed is that I feel like my hair is dry and it's lacking that shine and luster that I had. Is that something else that happens as you age? And what can you do about that?
Yeah. So actually, keeping the hair trimmed, definitely cutting it every couple months, getting the dead ends off, because the hair does grow better when you have that dry weight off of it. Using, of course, conditioners, shine products. The key to everything is when you use shine products, you want to make sure that you're putting the bulk of it on the ends of the hair and gently putting it through the roots of the hair. Like some women use mousses to give them more volume, but you have to be careful with the mousse. Sometimes it can dry the hair out if you take it to the roots. So you want to keep your mousses more into the scalp.
Something I've noticed, because my blonde hair is not my real hair, in case you didn't think it actually was.
Really?
I know, shocker.
Shocking.
And they have the new purple shampoo that is out that keeps it from the brassiness. But I was having trouble with that drying my hair out. So is there something going on? Like if you overuse a certain product like that actually has a different kind of bad effect?
Yeah. So anything that's going to change the actual hair shaft of the hair, again, you just want to make sure that you're really conditioning the hair. A lot of times, doing like a hair mask every once in a while. For me, I think the last time I was on, my hair was a little bit darker. And as I'm getting older, I'm very fair. So as I'm getting older, I find that I look washed out. I do have gray hair. I don't want to accept the fact that I have the gray hair. So I think going a little bit lighter gradually for me, it's easier to take care of and maintain. So that brassiness that you get, chlorine can do that. You just really want to get some kind of treatment, constantly keeping up with, you start to notice it, do like a removal buildup, but just make sure you're reconditioning the hair.
So we're talking about coloring gray hair. I mean, that's a personal preference, right? Like that's something that I want to do and you choose to do that.
Right.
But there are plenty of women who've gone completely gray and I think they look beautiful.
Oh, they have gorgeous silver.
Yes,
like
the gorgeous silver.
Yeah.
They're owning it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. As we like to say, you do you.
Yeah.
Whatever works for you. But one thing that I notice is like the grays tend to be like a little wiry. They're kind of crazy. If you do decide to go all gray or all silver, is there a different way or are there certain products that you should use to take care of your hair to keep it shiny when you do go gray?
Yes, absolutely. Again, using like a shine product, like this is a Aquash. I love this one. When you're done, just styling your hair, you put a little bit of this, rub it through, and it just gives that luster back because that's what you're missing with the gray hair. Again, sometimes when you transition, from coloring to gray hair, I always recommend going to see somebody professional to help you with the transition. And when you start to cut down on your coloring, you'll always want to just do the roots and not do the whole hair. Just take your color into the roots as you start to go lighter or as you transition. I know for me, I don't like the color of my gray hair. So, I probably would add some kind of other color into it, depending on, I think too, on face color. Somebody has warm tones or cool tones. Sometimes gray hair, it just depends on the color of your gray hair, letting it grow out.
Yeah, can we see that product again that you talked about and what's it called?
This is called Aquash. And it is, you can get this at, a hair salon. You can get it at Ulta. It is, more of a prestige brand, but it's wonderful. Like I said, you just use a pump or two and distribute it on your palm and then take it. I would start at the ends of the hair, work it into the ends, and then take it through the rest.
Good. So we've talked about how to take care of your hair, and we want to know what are some hairstyles
Yeah.
that older women should, quite frankly, you know, if you look at those comparisons of the Golden Girls in their 50s and their hair to the hair that we are wearing now, holy smokes, that makes a huge difference in how you look age-wise. So what are those do's and don'ts?
Right. So depending on the shape of the face, I always find that if you frame the face, you know, actually take the hair around the face, it really does frame it, and it seems to not hide the face, kind of gives you a lift, you know, pushing it back just a little bit around the ears. And, you know, again, if you're going to do highlights around the face, it looks really pretty. You can go with shorter hairstyles. You just want to make sure that it's current. You know, get some ideas from, you know, you always can Google, but also the shape of the face and longer hair. You know, it's kind of nice that, you know, I think about my grandmother and older, and they always go really short, which, you know, that can look nice, but I still like the length of my hair. So I think that, again, if you get the right color and you frame the face nicely, it can look really youthful.
Yeah. And you don't want to go too long though, either. I mean, there's a long, but you don't want to go too long, like hippie long, because I think
then it pulls everything
extremes
down.
Right.
It does.
I think too short ages you, and maybe too long will age you as well. So as we wrap things up here, what are some of your parting thoughts, and what's the message you want women to know who are in their 50s about taking care of their hair?
So I think the main thing is just making sure that, you know, you do get it trimmed frequently, making sure it's conditioned. Also, I like to use, if you're drying the hair, I would recommend not using a blow dryer right away. You know, let your hair kind of air dry. If you're going to use a brush, like to brush through the hair, make sure it's a vent brush. And a vent brush just allows the air to flow through the brush, because you can burn the hair if you're just using a regular hairbrush. When you style it, try not to put it on a high setting, just on a low heat setting. And before you comb it out, let it dry a little bit. Let the heat stay in there. A lot of times women use curling irons and they'll right away fluff it out. So if you want it to hold that curl or the shape of the hair, you want to give it a little time before you comb it out.
All great tips.
Very good tips. Thank you, Caroline.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
I mean, did you catch the fact that she said you need to trim your hair, Flora? You need to trim your hair.
I knew
you can't wait 8 months and then finally go, finally got my hair trimmed.
I knew you were going to say, but you know what? Honestly, my hair doesn't just grow down. It grows out too. It's crazy. It gets thick. So I do cut it myself. I have thinning shears, and when I thin it out, it just bounces up naturally.
Yeah.
So I do. And I was cracking up too when she said that you can get that product at a salon, and like, I get this at the grocery store.
I was just, and it's on the bottom shelf.
It's on the bottom shelf at the grocery store. It's a big can, and it's $5.
Gonna last you forever.
For a year and a half, but it works for me. And so, but I think she had really great tips and great information and things that, you know, we can do to help our hair as we age.
Even our hair
ladies.
needs help when it ages.
Yes.
Well, we are so happy that you were with us today. Head over to our YouTube channel, Chick to Chick USA, like and subscribe until we're back with another podcast.